Hello everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are checking out a helicopter. Yes, this is a mod by the group of Hype Performance Group, HPG, and they have an Airbus H-135 helicopter here. We are on the ramp just outside of the Grand Canyon. We're going to take off and do a Grand Canyon tour today and fly right over Boulder Dam. Should be awesome. All right, here we are inside the helicopter itself. I'm looking around with Track IR. That's what is attached to my head here. And you can see it's very basic. Just a few things here and there. The textures aren't the greatest thing in the world. This is a work in progress, and they have really made a lot of progress when it comes to that. So let's just come down here. We'll get this thing fired up. Doesn't take very long. Hit the battery switches down here. They come on. We hear everything start to come to life. They did add a new sound set to it. It sounds pretty darn good. But apart from that, don't expect anything like, in depth as far as systems go. To start it up, very simple. We're going to fire up the two engines, and this has a FADEC controller on it as well. So let's go ahead and do it. We just click on these guys right here. Boom, boom. I'll turn that FADEC on as well. And you just fly it with your throttle, basically. Pretty simplistic stuff. The flight model it's using is, we have an actual rotor moving there, is the new modern flight model. It does pretty darn good. Now, we don't expect to get any helicopters from Microsoft anytime soon, or Sobo. Probably not until the end of this year, if that even happens. But there you go, look at that. We have a helicopter working in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm very, very excited. I've only had one flight or so in it. I've had it for a while. It was just, I put it in there and I couldn't get it to work. And then after all these new changes, we're good to go as far as that goes. There we go. Can hear it firing up there. And that's what it sounds like from the outside right there. How gorgeous is that helicopter? All right, to lift off, we're just going to add a little bit of power here. Not using any stick cam today, but if you want to see me do that in a future video, let me know. I'm going to keep a little forward stick. Now, none of this is animated as far as that goes, but that's okay. Once we get in the air, we're not going to worry about that basically at all. A little bit of power. Yep, there we go. We're in the air just like that. And we can use our anti-torque pedals to the right. And we can just kind of sit here and do a hover taxi all we want. And just showing you, that the flight model in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 can do helicopters, as you're seeing here, which is pretty darn cool. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take off, basically right out of here to the north. It's gonna go this way, and we'll take off from the actual taxiway here. But you're getting a good idea of just how the helicopter moves around, which is pretty darn cool. A little bit more to the left, and we've been cleared for takeoff, so let's go ahead and just add our power in, and you're going to see the helicopter's going to start to lift. As far as transitional lift goes, it's actually not bad. The changeover and the amount that you're adding in there, it's pretty darn good, I must say. All right, a little bit more power here, and you'll get a bunch of warnings and stuff on your display if you're doing something incorrect. But as far as it goes, it's phenomenal to have a helicopter. We're going to continue this way. We need to go fly out towards the Hoover Dam, so we have to probably turn a little bit more to the east now that we're clearing out of here. Awesome. So the airport we took off out of was Boulder City, and we're flying over Boulder City now, so you're probably going to get a good idea of where we're located here if you're from the area. And we're continuing up this way. I do have to add a little bit of anti-torque pedal. I'm very, very surprised by that. Being that it's just a beautiful day here. We're gonna continue going this way, and we'll follow it around to Hoover Dam. You can see that the helicopter gets thrown around in the wind and stuff. Very, very cool. The flight model does a pretty darn good job with that. Make our left turn now this way. You can see some cars down there on the highway. Nice. All right, back up where it actually counts. We're going to be following this road all the way around because the dam is going to be off to our right over that way. And we'll get a good view of that. All right, we've got a pretty comfortable amount of power here, and you can see helicopters are kind of like airplanes. Once they're up in in the air and going forward, they just kind of fly straight and level. It's not like you would imagine in the movies. A lot of people think helicopters fly like that. They do not. But we are going to go a little bit more left. We already start to see the dam coming into view, or at least the bridge there, the big, big bridge. But how neat is it to have a helicopter in the sim? By the way, if you want to check out this helicopter, the link will be in the description below. Very easy to install it. You just put it in your community folder, and you're off to the races. Comes with a few liveries as well. Some fictional ones. All right, there is the bridge coming up here on our left, and that is the actual dam. So we're going to actually do a turnaround, a point flying maneuver here around the dam. We're going to do it on the right-hand side so we actually look down at it, because we won't see much with that dude in the way. He's enjoying his time here. He's just happy to be here. Well, happy Friday to everybody. I hope you guys have had a great week. For those of you that didn't know, I did take a few days off. My dentist told me I needed to do that, so I wasn't sitting here flapping my jaws constantly. And I was getting in some pain for sure. There is the dam down there, very well modeled. Beautiful. Look at that drop there, man. All right, we're watching the helicopter here, what it's doing. I'm going to pull a little bit of collective out now. And we're just going to fly right along here. There's the dam right there. Look out my right-hand side here. We're going to do some turnaround a point. So I have to kind of look down a lot more than I wanted to. There we go, looking good. A lot of great visibility out of this helicopter, especially when you're looking up, you know. But yeah, there's the dam down there. Very nice. And why are we flying in Las Vegas? Why are we flying out of Boulder City? Honestly, it's the #1 thing I've always wanted to do if helicopters came to the sim. And now that we have a modded helicopter, it is so amazing that I can actually do this now. So we're going to continue, after we do this little turn here, watch this mountain, we are going to go ahead and continue towards the Grand Canyon. So we see how beautiful that is. But, you know, having a helicopter and going low and slow, man, this is amazing. And I have not tried it in VR yet. I did get a Reverb G2 headset. So I really do look forward to getting some time with the helicopter in that. But we have a working helicopter, man. Hats off to this group, and they have been putting out updates after updates. Very, very impressed with that. And yeah, look at that. Very cool. It's all modeled here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that bridge as well. All right, we're going to come around this way, and we're just going to follow this on out and head to the Grand Canyon. Now, there are some switches here on the overhead panel. I don't know what they all do. I didn't really look at them a whole lot. One looks like it actually is modeled here, right over there. But I'm not going to hit it and shut the engine off or anything stupid like that. I also wanted to say that I did get the Aerosoft CRJ 550/700. You get both of those variants. I've been learning the airplane. I've got a couple flights in it. I do plan on flying it here on the channel, so look forward to some videos from that airplane. I do enjoy it a lot. I know some people had issues with it. My main issues were the throttle quadrants not working for me, and that was solved by going into my settings and making sure that in the drop-down list I was selecting those axes, because by default they were just not detecting them. Once I got it all set up with my Thrustmaster TCA throttle quadrant, it's amazing. I have an absolute blast with that CRJ, so we will be doing flights in that, I promise you. You know, we are in a helicopter, so while we're flying over Lake Mead, let's get a little low to it, shall we? Let's pull that collective out, bring that nose up so we're not getting into the yellow speed. No need for that. Hold about 135 or 130 or so here. But I want to get close to the ground here, and you can just get a sense of speed, just how fast the helicopter actually is. So we're just kind of just powering around Lake Mead here, and the canyon's right off our nose, way out in that distance there. But man, it's just a joy to fly this thing at low altitudes. I'm pretty impressed with the flight model. So I'm super, stoked for whenever Asobo comes out with their helicopters. You know me, I just love aviation in all regards, so I'm very, very excited for helicopters in the sim. And I hope they do us, you know, good with like an R22 or R44. Man, a Bell 205 or something would be really good. 206 would be awesome. So many different helicopters to fly. The Huey, I'm sure that'll come later as an add-on by, you know, a third-party developer. But, I mean, if this is what it's going to feel like when we fly helicopters in this sim, I am very, very, very happy with it, I must say. Beyond stoked. I'm going to add a little bit more collective here. And push that nose forward. And now we're just like right off the water line here. It is so much fun to fly this slow in a helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like, the only thing is that I'm doing a disservice to myself because I don't have my Reverb G2 on right now. But that's okay. I'm showing you the helicopter and stuff. The reason why I don't record VR stuff is it's just jittery, and you know, track IR already gets people a little sick sometimes. So I try to be nice. Beautiful day out here over Lake Mead. You can tell we're getting closer and closer to the Grand Canyon, but man, look at the sights out of the windows right now. Very, very nice. We've crossed over the lake now and moving on to the Colorado River, but now we're starting to see the lines in the rock ahead, and you know exactly where that canyon's at. Yeah, looking closer here on the displays, you can actually see you've got your volt there, you got your amps, you got your fuel quantity there. We're looking okay. Oil pressure, N1, the load, the RPM, and then the trim. The actual trim does work in the helicopter, so very nice stuff here. Now that we're getting some more mountainous terrain here, I did turn on the synthetic vision. You can turn that on down there with this button right here. And now we have it there in front of us so we can see it. And you can see kind of where it just plateaus here on the top here. Now we're going to get to the canyon straight ahead. You know, probably more altitude for this. Still climbing along here, and we'll end up landing at the Grand Canyon National Air Park, not the one we just passed there on the right-hand side out there. We're going to continue all the way down to the big one that ends where the Grand Canyon is beautiful. But it's already starting to look amazing down there. Look at that water down there, the masking of the Colorado River. Absolutely gorgeous. Just following the canyon right now. We're just going to keep this heading about right here. Climbing our way up towards 10,000. I think we're just going to come out at about 7,000 feet today. So I did find something else with this helicopter I did not know about, which is down here. You have a flight mode. You can go from Xbox controller basic, which we were on before, to advanced mode. And with advanced mode, it's a lot more of a handful to fly, which is awesome. So I'm going to keep it in advanced for now. I was wondering why it was so easy to you know, hover taxi, but it wasn't bad. Like the basic is not bad at all, especially if you're new to helicopters. Very cool they added those features into it. All right, doing some low flying here. Look at that. There's a house way out here in the middle of nowhere. Look at that right there. I mean, we are literally in the middle of nowhere, making a shortcut over here towards the Grand Canyon National Park Airport. And we're going to join the canyon all the way out there in the distance. You can just barely see it out there, but I was just flying along here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get low and fly over some trees. That'll be fun. Give you a sense of speed here. We're only doing about 124 knots or so. We could even creep up into the VNE if we wanted to. Look at that, right off the line there. That is so darn cool, man. You get to do this stuff in a helicopter in this sim. I'm just blown away. All right, we have made it to the actual Grand Canyon National Park, and it looks amazing. We're going to do a little bit of a turn over this way and just enjoy the sights, and then we're going to come over Grand Canyon Village there, which I haven't seen much in this sim. I've seen an American Truck Simulator and stuff like that, but we're going to fly over the actual village, which is right there on our right over there on that hill. You see it all the way over there. But man, look at the sights here. It was worth the trip, let me tell you. We trekked across the Indian reservation, and we made it all the way over this way. Got up next to the river a little bit there, and now we have made it to the actual Grand Canyon Park, and it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Man, look at that drop off over there where the village is. That's so amazing. All right, we're going to start our turn to the right now. We're going to fly right over the village, and we're going to take it into the airport, which is right over there. Kilo Golf Charlie November. Just absolutely gorgeous flight today. Just a little bit more turn to the right. Really enjoying the advanced flight model a lot more. I'm having to use a lot more anti-torque pedal in the turns and stuff. Definitely worth it. Yeah, here's the village here. That's the airport way out in the distance. I can already see the rail lights there blinking in the distance, but here is the village. Leave a comment below if you guys have been here before, or if you're from this area right here. Grand Canyon Village. Looks awesome. A lot different than what's in American Truck Sim. Well, we already knew that was going to be the case. By the way, whenever I fly online, I'm online, but whenever I fly in the sim lately, I've just been keeping it on US Server East. So you might see me out here flying around. I think there might be a couple people at this airport, actually. I thought I saw an airplane earlier, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's drop it down a little bit here. So, yeah, here's a little dirt road there on our left. Or is that a main road? That might be a main road. No, it looks like a dirt road to me. Airport's right off our nose, so I'm not really sure. There might be a highway around here that I'm not following, but that would connect the two. That would make sense, right? So it looks like the winds are out of the west, actually. If you look right over here, we can see on the display, we got 4-knot wind off to our right. So we'll just plan for that on our landing. And I have not landed this thing yet at all. So not in this mode, in advanced mode. I've landed it in the basic flight mode, which it wasn't bad to land at all. I think we're going to have our hands a lot more full with this. Mainly because the transitional lift now is definitely a thing that we're dealing with. And that changeover where you're going from, you know, nice and smooth forward, and then you have to use so much anti-torque pedal to counter it as the helicopter starts to slow down. And we're going to see that here on this landing probably. That's the airport right there off our nose and the little town next to it. Very gorgeous flight today. Glad you guys are aboard for this one. It was awesome. If you have any sightseeing things, let me know. I thought in my head on the way here, you know, something would be really cool is to do some filming locations. And now that we have a helicopter, it would make a lot more sense. So let me know if you would be interested in that. We could visit some filming locations of popular movies, since the world is basically our oyster now. Oh, yeah, there's a roundabout down there. And there is the air park. I'm going to go ahead and pull my collective out. Start slowing the helicopter down. We don't need to be cruising at 120 knots over this thing. Yeah, that's the highway I was trying to look for when we were on some dirt road. Following that. Anybody here at the airport today? Well, maybe not. There's the windsock down there. Yeah, wind's just slightly out of the west there. We're going to land at one of these ramps here. Slow down a little bit more. Just wanted to fly over the airport a little bit, see if anybody was here, since we don't have any way to communicate with people. That's something I would love for Osobo to do. As you know, when you open up your, say, nearest airport list and you go to Grand Canyon, you should be able to say, hey, this is where I'm at, use the tower, and they would hear it too, but that's not the case. They don't hear it. All right, so it looks like there's nobody out here. We're just slowing ourselves down here. A little bit more torque pedal to the right. Yeah, looking real nice. There's our shadow down there. All right, slowing it up a little bit more. We're going to fly over the runway here. We're going to land into the wind. So what I'm going to do is going to try to land on that big concrete pad. What do you say? Sound like a good idea to you? One thing I love about the sim, man, is the lighting. Look at the lighting. The sun's hitting all the trees over here and stuff, and then over there in the distance, we were flying under some cloud cover. So we're in the cloud shadow area, which was really nice. All right, slowing the helicopter down. And landing the helicopter is pretty much just, getting into a hover and then touching down. That's what we want to do. There's our concrete pad over there I can see it. All right, we're going to see how this thing does. We're just going to land directly into the westerly wind. I don't want that arrow to be pointing right at us here. I'm pulling out my power a little bit more, bringing that nose up. Looking good here so far. Pulling the collective out even further. Bring that nose up. There we go. Let's see how this thing does here. Here's the concrete pad. We're slowing her down even more. I've dumped my collective out, so it is descending. You can definitely tell that. Looking good here, about 20 knots or so. And there we are at a pretty good hover spot right here. We're just going visually now. And the biggest thing you don't want to do flying a helicopter is to be staring at down at the actual concrete. I'm looking out at that building out in the distance there to try to gauge what's going on here. There's the transition there. All left torque pedal here. Man, this thing flies great. Looking at that building ahead of us down there. Looking good here. A little bit more power. We're all right here. Good descent rate happening. A little bit more power here. Looking at that taxi sign there as we dump a little bit more out. A little bit more left pedal. There we go. Let it come on down. Let it come on down. Looking at that taxi sign there. Oh, missed it by a little bit there. That's okay. I've not landed it yet on this thing. Man, but I gotta say, ooh, hello. All right, screwing it up already. Just drop it out a little bit. There we go. Let it come to us. There it was. All right, a little rough there, but hey, we got it down on the ground. Let's go ahead. Let's see what the takeoff is like in advanced. Roll that up. Okay, so it instantly goes to the right. So let's just go ahead and add that left. Immediately, we know we're gonna need it. I'm gonna slowly roll into it. There we go. Get it light on the skids. And we're up, just like that. I have so much left torque pedal right now, as I should. But man, is it neat to fly a helicopter here. You see that little green dot there is letting us know where we need to be for that hover. That's so nice. Now let's try a hover taxi. So we're just gonna go do some pedal turns here. There we go. Not too bad. Looks like a ground vehicle over there. Okay. Yep. Still doing a nice pedal turn to the left here. It flies so smooth, man. Look at that. I know you can't see my feet today, but next time I'll have a stick cam set up for it. But man, that is so amazing. So I'm letting out the pedal now. So now we're at neutral pedal. Watch that nose go to the right. See that? So I'm going to add that left in again. And now we're just flying straight. So nice, good hover taxi can be achieved. Let's try that landing one more time. Now that I know what I know after doing that, let's see how the transitional lift goes too. So let's get this puppy going straight here. And we're going to add that collective in, keeping that nose low. And there we go, getting in the transitional lift. And man, wow. Yeah, it flew right out of there. Just like that. That was beautiful. All right, we're going to try that again. Let's try that concrete pad again, because we did not do that great of a job. Let's bring that nose up. Watch our collective here. And just small movements on the cyclic. You don't have to have a whole lot here. There we go, looking okay. I'm getting a little scary there with the side flying. That's all right, though. Okay, so now we know what we're doing on this one. We'll start bringing that nose up here. We're going to bleed that speed off and pull that collective out. Now we're looking okay here. See that wind right off our nose. That's what we need to be. We need to be at like that, you know. There we go. A little bit better there. Getting a little slow. But that's all right. Helicopters are not easy things to fly, that's for certain. And that's what I love about them. The challenge they bring. A little bit more left pedal there. There we go. Looking okay. Come on, baby. Just don't want to dump it into that fuel truck. That would be a bad day for everybody. All right, looking good here. Now it's just going to come down to finding that spot. And I can see that assistance we have there on the display with that green dot. That is so cool to let you know right where you want to be for your landing. Man, that's so much left pedal right there. There we go. Looking good. Bring it on down here. All right, looking at that building down there. Looking okay. Don't want to get in that thing we did last time where we were just going forward way too much, you know. Bring it down ever so slightly here. Bring that nose up. Ooh, there we go. A little bit more left pedal there. There we go. And we're off the pad again. Okay, so it is challenging. Look at that. It's pretty realistic. There we go. It just comes down to feel, man. I'd probably fly this thing way better in VR because of the feel, but yeah, the change on the pedals is definitely there. If we land this thing, we'll just be happy we touchdown at this point. There we go. Okay, not so bad. I assume shutting it off is just as simple as hitting the buttons. Yes, it is indeed. Turn the fade off as well. Bye, Fadek. It was fun. And down here we turn our strobe and beacon and landing light off. There we go, just like that. Landing light doesn't want to shut off. Okay. And batteries. All right, we just can click this down here and we can get out of the helicopter and let's have a look at it a little bit closer. Look at how beautiful this helicopter is right here. Wow, wow, wow. I can't believe this thing is free. Cannot believe it's free. And check it out. They got a whole section back there that we could, you know, get a camera set up for, window view or something like that whenever we do our filming locations. If we do that, very neat to look around inside here. And the texture work, getting there, man. It really is. Compared to where it was when it first came out, it's really come a long way. But I can't believe this thing is free. That's the craziest part about it. And then all the way back here, you can see the attention to detail with the tail rotor. Look at that. Right there, man. That glint of the sun looks so good. The back there looks a little unfinished. But there you have it, folks. That is our look at the first helicopter for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is going to be linked in the description below. Let me know what you thought of it. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Hello, everybody. It's Jeff. Just want to let you guys know that merch is available if you check out the link in the description below. And there should be some images you can click on below the video as well. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I do appreciate it.